What's up guys, my name is Ace and welcome to the first episode of a series I'm going to try called How to Dominate. In this series, I'm going to explain in detail how I find consistent success while playing a particular game mode. These tips will be designed to help you reach the top of the lobby every single game that you play. To begin with, these tips will all be designed around you playing solo, so without a party, but in the future I may get into some team-based strategies as well, but my specialty is really in solo play, so I'm going to stick with that for now. In this episode, I'm going to go over how to dominate headquarters. Keep in mind that these are the things that work for me personally and help me get on top of the leaderboard just about every game I play. There are other ways to do this, but this is what I found to be most effective for me. So first up, let's cover the class setups that work best for my headquarters strategy. The things that I would consider to be mandatory in your class are an SMG or a shotgun. But only use a shotgun if you're actually proficient with a shotgun and can get consistent kills with it. The reason you want to use SMGs or shotguns in headquarters is that almost every engagement that you're in will be a mid-range or a very close range, and these are the best weapons for the job. Flak Jacket is also a must for me because I want to be capturing the headquarters every single time I can, so there are going to be a lot of explosives on the headquarters, so Flak Jacket is definitely a must. And now for things that I highly recommend that you include in your class. Definitely extended clip unless you're using something like the PDW with a really large magazine. And this is just because you'll be running into multiple enemies a lot in headquarters, so you definitely want that extra magazine capacity. I also highly recommend Suppressor and Ghost to stay off the radar, which can be really vital when you're the last one alive defending the headquarters. Tactical Mask is also a great perk to be using on a headquarters class, and that's just because a lot of tactical equipment will be used against the headquarters area, so it's really handy to have on. Other than these things that I've mentioned, I would say just use whatever you're comfortable with to fill up the rest of your class. So now let's move on to my recommended score streaks for headquarters. A rule of thumb that I like to use when picking score streaks is that I want to be able to earn the highest score streak that I pick at least twice in a game very consistently. So if you aren't confident that you can earn your highest kill streak more than once in a game, then I would definitely pick something a little bit easier to get. And for this particular headquarters strategy that I'm sharing with you guys, you probably will be dying a fair amount, so I wouldn't pick any of the really high kill streaks because you are going to be playing the objective quite hard. So having said that, I would choose kill streaks from the following list: UAV, Counter UAV, Guardian, Hellstorm Missile, Lightning Strike, Stealth Chopper, VSAT, or Warthog. Anything higher than a Warthog, and I doubt you'll get it more than once in a game using this strategy, and you probably won't even get it once in a game. So now let's start getting into my tactics and tips for playing headquarters. The most basic thought that's in my head at all times while playing headquarters is that the headquarters area is a kill zone. The only time I want to be in the actual capture area is while capturing the headquarters, or if I'm attacking the headquarters to kill enemies off of it. I always try and avoid being in the capture area at any other time because the average player focuses his entire attention on the headquarters location. So let's talk about the time that the headquarters location is revealed but not online yet. During this time, your main focus should be taking control of the general area of the map surrounding the headquarters location. By taking control of this area, you push the enemy spawn away from the headquarters, which gives you an extreme advantage. Once you gain proper map control, even if you or your teammates die, you'll spawn close to the headquarters again and you'll be back in the fight in no time. The biggest rookie mistake is sitting right on the headquarters location during this time. There is absolutely no reason for you to be there until you can actually capture the headquarters unless you're clearing an enemy off of that headquarters. Remember, the average player's main focus is on the headquarters, and if you're sitting there, you're right in the kill zone and right where the enemy expects you to be. You want to be unpredictable. So now let's talk capturing the headquarters. If the previous step worked out great and your team has proper map control at this point, it should be relatively easy for your team to jump on and capture the headquarters. One very important tip that I have while capturing as a team is to pay attention to the direction that your teammates are looking and make sure you cover any areas that they aren't paying attention to. Too often I'll flank a team that's capturing a headquarters while they're all looking at the same doorway or something like that, and it's a really easy quad feed for me, and it could have easily been prevented by one guy paying attention to their back. So now let's assume it's time to capture the headquarters, but you don't have proper map control. The other team does instead, and they're on the headquarters at this point. In this case, your entire team will likely be spawning on one particular area away from the headquarters, and they'll probably be panicking while rushing straight for the headquarters. It can be very easy for the enemy team to detect which direction your team's coming from, and they can lock that area down really easily and just pick you off as you sprint towards them. Once again, be unpredictable. Take that extra time to flank the enemy and come from the direction that they don't anticipate. Most of their focus will be on the direction that your teammates are coming from, so oftentimes you can come up behind them and kill 3 or 4 guys without even getting shot at. So now let's talk about defending the headquarters after capturing it. Guess what the average player will do at this point? They'll probably sit right behind the headquarters crate and just hold out for as long as they possibly can, and they might get a kill, maybe 2 if they're lucky, but eventually they'll be overrun and they won't really save too much time. A smarter player will immediately leave the headquarters location after capturing it, if it's safe to do so. Sometimes you do get trapped and your only option is to try and fight it out, so there's not much you can do there. But assuming you can escape the headquarters area after capturing it, you want to stay close enough to the headquarters to be able to get to it once you see that it's being destroyed. And just a quick little hint, for those of you that don't know, you can tell if a headquarters is being captured or destroyed by looking at the graphic above the location. If the graphic is flashing, it's being captured or destroyed, and if it's solid, it's not. But back to what I was saying, you want to be close enough to be able to get to it, but far enough away that the enemy won't see you as they run with their tunnel vision straight towards the headquarters. So basically, you can move around at this point and pick off enemies from the side or from behind while they focus their entire attention on the headquarters. And when they do get onto the headquarters, you'll know exactly where they are, so you can just push in and take them all out. This is where Ghost and a Silencer really comes in handy, especially if you're the last defender alive. Okay, so now that we've covered defending the headquarters, let's go over attacking the headquarters if the enemy manages to capture it. When the enemy captures the headquarters, the initial impulse is to try and rush there as fast as you can so that you can destroy it right away. Although this can work sometimes, you usually end up just taking a stupid death because the enemy team is likely to be set up and waiting for you. Instead of wasting time dying a couple times before taking control, you're better off taking that little bit of extra time to approach the headquarters from the most unexpected direction. This doesn't mean take your sweet time, this just means that you should take a second to think about it and make your move count. Another thing to always keep in mind while attacking the headquarters is that there are other smart players out there that take advantage of those tunnel vision players that only focus on the headquarters. Keep your eyes open for enemies that aren't on the headquarters and don't rush in with tunnel vision. Also, you can check the scoreboard to see how many defenders remain. If there's a skull next to their name, they're dead. If not, they're alive. So use that to your advantage and don't always assume that all of the defenders are dead just because there aren't any of them on the headquarters. So those are the secrets to my success while playing Headquarters solo. Headquarters can be one of the most rewarding game types in Black Ops 2 if it's played correctly. With proper gun skill, I'm really confident that you will lead most of the lobbies that you're in as long as you use common sense and follow these tips properly. Let me know if this is a series that you'd like to see me continue with other game modes. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys next time.